Hello, everybody. Hey, it's again Faulkner. I got the first week is done for the Faulkner 5, so I'm bringing you a video about this knife. This is the knife I carried this week. It's the Civivi Backlash. It's a budget knife. It's everything in this group that I'm looking at this 5 weeks, 1 week down, 4 more to go, are budgets that are under $50, proving that you can get a good quality knife for that price. Nowadays, I mean, of course, I'm looking at the list of the ones I have, and yeah, they're all Chinese knives. That's where you're going to get that price, and so you got to decide for yourself. I'm definitely one that has both American-made knives and Chinese knives, but the price you're going to pay for American knives is not going to be quite this low into the budget. The Backlash. Civivi is a very legit brand. They are from China, made in China. Civivi, Wii, and Sencut. In fact, I got a couple. I got a Sencut coming later on in the group of knives. This is a Civivi, which is kind of their mid-range, but it's an older one. Back when they weren't really, as far as I know, back then they didn't have Sencut knives, and I think they had the Civivi knives were a little bit lower in price. But you can see that this, if I can get a good focus on it, is a beautiful blade. I mean, really well made. Even the handle is very nice. Carbon fiber all the way through, actually. Not just that overlay type carbon fiber. Yeah, it really catches the light really well. I got this cleaned up. So I've been carrying it all this week and been enjoying it. It's been a knife that I've always liked. Sometimes I overlook it as far as carrying, but I've always liked it every time I do. It just, for me, this design is very much what I think of as just your basic knife. It's got that, I've always liked the clip point because it just seems like very much a traditional style. It does do the finger choil, which is nice. And it does have carbon fiber on the handles, which is nice. The steel on this one, of course, being a budget, is going to be 9CR 18 MOV. But I carried it all week, and it really didn't dull up that much for me. I didn't sharpen when I began. What I do with this Faulkner 5 is I'll carry the knife for a week, and then at the end, I'll kind of clean it up and sharpen it up and just see how well it did. I tried to cut as much stuff, you know, a little cardboard, little paper, little trimming the bushes around the office when I'm walking around the parking lot, a little bit of food prep, and this knife is done well throughout. I mean, because it does have this excellent hollow grind, which Civivi, Wii, and Sencut are really known for, that hollow grind. And this one is nice and thin behind the edge. I was able to clean it up. 9CR is going to be easy to sharpen. So first I took it apart. So I got it like, I used like some standard stuff. This is a CRKT little bit driver. Got the bits in there. I think I'm going to be putting one of these guys in a giveaway pretty soon. I use my KPL heavy for the detent ball, and then I use Blue Lube. I bought this a long time ago, and you can see it's starting to get low, but I just don't do maintenance enough to really go through it that fast, and I don't use that much. I don't think that you really are meant to use large quantities when you're cleaning a knife. I got my little swabs, using those, obviously microfiber cloths, things like that. I got my using the rubbing alcohol for cleaning up, and basic stuff. But it really turned out very very nice. I mean, I've had this knife for well over 2, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years now. Probably closer to 4 years, and it still is in great shape. I do have over 200 knives, so I do end up rotating my knives around quite a bit. I mentioned that before when I started doing the Faulkner 5, that I don't normally carry the same knife every day of the week. Now, when I do the 5, when I do carry for a full week, it's a different experience. I really start to see some of the smaller details. Some of the things that I noticed on this, carbon fiber, especially this style, kind of woven carbon fiber. And the reason I know that it's that all the way through is because when I took it apart on the inside, which you're probably not going to be able to see right now, you have cutouts in the liners, and you can see the carbon fiber through it. It's got that same pattern. So it's not G10. It does have a G10 backspacer, but carbon fiber all the way through. But it does chamfer down here, and that gives it a little bit of a ergonomic feel to it, contour feel to it, and you get a little, where this is very smooth. You do feel a tiny bit of texture, but this has a little bit more as you're going through the layers of the carbon fiber. You kind of get a good feel all the way around the edges, and when you're holding it in your hand, that does help to get a good grip on it. Obviously, that excellent jimping, we talked about that at the beginning. When I was first looking at this knife as one of the 5. It's got a lanyard hole. Some people are very, it seems like one of these things that's polarizing. Some people are very unhappy about having a lanyard hole when they don't use a lanyard. If you do use a lanyard, you're very unhappy about not having a lanyard hole. For me, I just don't really even pay that much attention to it. But it does have one. This is a flipper-only knife. But over the week, some of the things that really caught my attention was the fact that this is a flipper that is very, very easy to use. This is, they talk about, I think this might be a little tight from my cleanup, but because it was been dropping all week long. But I just got it to the point where there's no play. Maybe it just needs to kind of work itself out after being reassembled. Anyhow, this, they talk about the light switch versus the push button. And I think I'm pretty much more of a light switch guy as far as flippers are concerned. But I did notice that this thing really does do a push button very well. It's just super easy. And of course, the light switch works well as well. I noticed that if I flip it over, I can get this thing to open up pretty cool. So it's not so fidgety because it only has the back flipper. But you can do this sort of fun thing. You can go right into you can flip it over, open it up with your finger, and go right into your reverse grip if you want. This does have the hollow grind, which sometimes you can get a flick off the side, but the way the cutout in the handle to the blade is, you really don't have any grip to do any flipping from friction on the side of the blade. At least I can't. But I wasn't unhappy. I really felt like it was a good knife. In and out of the pocket was good all week long. Nothing fancy on the pocket clip. It is deep carry. It's sitting on top of the scales. Flat screws. So those are like little combinations of things. Plenty of room there for any thickness of pants that I would happen to be wearing, from slacks to jeans. No problem. Good size knife. I like this size. Good in the hand. Both grips up here. You really get a good place. Maybe not a full finger choil, but it's definitely enough that you could do that trigger kind of grip. Yeah, really good. I really like this knife. I also sharpened it up today. I use the Work Sharp, the basic cheap one. I like sharpening, but it's not. I'm not like like a Neves or Lacy Lace or any of those professional people. I like to keep my knife sharp, and this guided system you know, for the price, which I think was less than $100. I didn't even get the one with a box. I noticed over time, as I'm collecting, I find that I pick certain things that I want to spend my money on, and other things I'm just going to kind of get something that works, and I'm not necessarily going to go premium on it. And this is kind of one of those things. It did get a screaming sharp edge on it, and if I take my time, get the burr, go through the stones, and then I strop. I got this one from Nick Edwards. He put in a 1 micron compound on there for me. It's a while back when he was making these and selling them, and stropped it up. Came out with a pretty decent looking edge there. Pretty clean. Maybe not full mirror. 17 degree, and so a little paper. It just goes through it really nice. I mean, I'm not the best paper cutter in the world, but yeah, it does all those things that it needs to do, and I can get hair pretty easily with it. Hair popping is kind of what I use as a way to determine if my knife needs to get sharpened or not. So yeah, it came back really well. The 9CRs performed well. I've never been, massive blade, steel snob, or what do you, I don't even call it snob, but I'm not super particular. I guess that's the nice way of saying it. As long as it works for me, and this definitely works for me, I think this one has been a really good knife. So, I'm going to put this out on Sunday. That's the end of the week for this guy. We're going to be moving on. I still got my next 5 or 4 from the 5 here. And I think I'm going to be going with the Migueron Moral. Hope I'll learn how to pronounce it over that week. That'll be the next one that I'm going to carry. So I'm looking forward to that. I got a little bit of a finger hole, so I get to enjoy that. I'm really interested to see how this blade works over a period of time. This is the newest addition in this group to my collection, so get to spend a little time with it. That'll be nice. So looking forward to that, and I'll be bringing you that follow-up next weekend, and we'll see how this one does. And I got high hopes. I've heard good reviews from this from other people, so I expect it to do quite well. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a good weekend, good week, and I will see you on the next one.